Good evening, this is Kuro. Got a tier 10 game in my tier 9 Yugumo. Going over the matchmaking, we've got a Missouri, double Des Moines, Haragumo Fletcher, and Zen Yang, or however the hell you want to say it. Basically a poor Chinese Benson. It potentially could have radar, but I don't usually think too highly of that ship since it's only got 4 guns. It's kind of suffers. Anyway, I spawn up here with most of the team. I am gonna go to CCAP, and this game, it's just, general utility of these, of the torpedo line. In this case, Yugumo is probably the perfect example, or the pinnacle of the torpedo reload destroyers. She's got everything. She's got extremely good concealment. She's got fantastic guns. She's got great torpedoes. The torpedoes, with it only being quad launchers, they load pretty quick. Plus, you get, the torpedo reload. It all adds up. Now, I'm a little indecisive what I want to do with where I want to go right now. And initially I'm thinking that I'm going to push up into this vicinity and try to spot down. I'm not always a big fan of that because it takes me further away from BCAP, and if I have to kite out this way, now all of a sudden it's a really long way back to, a cap that's going to be useful. So I'm thinking about it, decided against it. Now what I'm doing right here, you see me slow way down. And what I'm doing, I'm giving my guns time to turn. This is something that's absolutely critical with Japanese destroyers, or the torpedo line, the gunboat line. The turrets are quick enough. It's not, really a big deal. But by slowing down, I make sure that my guns are going to be on the correct side of the ship if, a DD pushes across the cap. I'm launching these torpedoes just thinking that this Tirpitz might try to turn out. Des Moines pops up. I'm already in radar range, and I mean, watch these jukes. I pop speed boost. I know this Ibuki's gonna shoot at me. I don't think so, buddy. Everybody's whiffing at me. You can't touch me. Call target on the Ibuki. He's overextended. And then I'm just gonna drop right in behind this island as I dump my torps right off the point of this island. I kind of expected this Ibuki to turn out, and instead this guy's actually turning in. So looks like one of my torps is gonna get a piece of this Des Moines. Again, these things, they hit like trucks. So right now my team's trying to call target on this Missouri. Why? This guy's not gonna push in. You've got this Ibuki right in the middle of the cap. He's dead. He just doesn't know it yet. Now, for those wondering why I think the Japanese destroyers have so much utility, it's because, like the move that you saw me just do, getting into cover, juking all that shots. If you look at the fitting room report on these ships, all of these ships, for their tier, they have really high horsepower to ton ratios. That means that, all things considered, you will get up to speed faster, or be able to change speed faster than your similar tier opponents. And that means when you really drive these things aggressive, you can do a really good job at mitigating damage with throttle jockeying, aggressive turning, and basically everything that you saw me do right there. And Shimakaze is probably the absolute best at it, just because she's got an extremely good horsepower to ton ratio. Um, but all of these will get up and go. That Yugumo, Kagero, these boats, they're not fast, but they will get up to speed pretty quickly. So just taking a look around, seeing what's what. Trying to line up my next victim right here. This North Carolina, he's looking pretty good, but his course that he's taken is kind of crap for me. I was kind of hoping this guy would come up this way, and I could get a pretty decent torp angle this way into him. But he just keeps coming right up across the center of the cap, and that's only presenting a very narrow profile to me. So I mean, my options are, basically, try to reverse across here and torp this direction into him, which is very good. But this torp is finally turned out, so I see it, and I just go ahead and I dump torps there. 20 seconds, my torpedo reload is up. And I'm just getting ready to reposition for this North Carolina. I know there's a Des Moines back there somewhere. And then here comes the Des Moines. That's not, I didn't want to see that. But I know this Des Moines is going to try to bow into my team. So even though it's a low probability shot, I'm just going to dump torps on him. He's a critical target to kill, and if my torps are able to kill him, yay on me. It just makes my job that much easier. For some reason, he didn't radar me. Thankfully, I was pretty near cover. I popped speed boost and just ducked right back into cover. And I mean, this is what I talk about, torping from bad angles. Everything just threaded right around his bow. Now this North Carolina, this guy he's advanced about as far as he wants to advance. And with the battleship AP nerf, or buff for destroyers, depending on how you want to look at it, I don't want my Des Moines or one of my battleships to push in there and take a big hit from this guy. I'm trying to get my Des Moines to focus this ship, so I'm undetected coming in. Torpedoes are already back up, and I'm starting to move in on this North Carolina. And the reason being, why should these guys take a big hit when chances are he's just going to overpen me? Is it dirty? Yeah, but all's fair in love and war. So I'm just going to push in. This North Carolina, he's way overextended, and I mean, he's just fruit ripe for the picking. I mean, his guns can't even track me right now, so torps out. Only needed 3, but wanted to make a lot of noise. Just letting my Des Moines know that I don't have smoke. That way they know to, try to use island cover, because I can't bail them out. I'll spot for them all the live long day, but, there's only so much I can do when it comes to, denying vision for the enemy. I mean, the best I can do is kill DDs and, you know, that kind of thing. But right now, not a DD in sight. The last one is, you know, this Haragumo, and who knows what the hell this guy's doing. I mean, this guy should be backcapping his ass off, but, you know, whatever. Maybe AFK'd, I don't know. But basically, I know that these guys are going to try to push. I know there's a strong possibility that they're going to try to push right through this gap. And I just want to get into position where I can torp ships trying to rush through here. We've got a Des Moines that's overextending. Really won't blame the guy. I mean, we're down to the wire here. This is almost 100% a win. So, you know, if he wants to try to rush in there, farm a little bit of damage, you know, go for it. Now I've got torpedo reload available, so I'm launching one set of torps thinking that the battleships are just going to hang back there and try to farm. And the next set of torps, I'm looking to see who's pushing. And I see the Conqueror starting to push out into the channel. I'm looking, I want to make sure that, you know, this guy's not going behind the island, you know. And honestly, I should have broke those torps off sooner than this. But, you know, c'est la vie. Behind me, I spot the Missouri, and I'm just moving to try to stay out of the Missouri's radar range. I don't want to give any surprises away for this Conqueror. I know this guy, he's a pretty good player. So, basically one of these torpedoes to be a complete surprise and just, you know, he's forced to angle at my team, and these torpedoes would just completely do him in if my team wasn't able to do it. And we've got 2 caps. You know, I'm not gonna waste time going to A. It's, you know, kind of pointless. XP wise, you know, any sort of damage that I get on these battleships is gonna be worth more XP, just because I've already got, you know, a couple base captures. Unfortunately, this Missouri radars. So I'm just gonna, I'm looking, thinking maybe this guy's gonna be dumb. I'm watching. I'm watching my Massachusetts too, and this guy's not really moving. I think my Massachusetts is actually AFK. But I launched those torps, so they're outside of the max range on the Massachusetts. You can see he's not moving. There's no smoke, anything like that. So, you know, the Missouri slowed down, so he was able to avoid my torps. So I'm just, you know, going back to using the guns. Got one more shot. Am I going to be able to secure it? And I do. So, not a breathtaking game as far as damage potential, but a really good game, just kind of showing general utility. You know, I basically went around the map, I scouted, I capped, I nuked shit. You know, I got to show some of the agility off when I was getting shot at, being radared. Uh, you know, torpedo power for days. And even the guns, I mean, they're solid. I mean, that gun buff is everything I could have. It's even more than I was asking for with a Japanese destroyer gun buff. So we ended the battle with 104k, did 95k spotting, which is actually generally your spotting damage is more important than your actual physical damage with a destroyer. Um, Usually, if you've got really high damage numbers, um, over 200k, those kinds of numbers, is generally because your team was a bit of a potato and wasn't able to take advantage of the spotting that you were doing, and you had to do the work yourself. Um, but anyway, Yugumo, one of my favorite destroyers in the game. She's absolutely perfect, and she's one of the gems of the Japanese Torp line. I obviously I kept mine. I would encourage anybody to keep this ship. It's absolutely fantastic. Anyway, I hope you guys like the game. If you got any questions, leave them in the comments below, and I hope you're having a good night.